proven product. This is not a one-man sport. This is a team sport. So I get paid on my customers. If I build a team, I also earn a percentage of their customers. Not taking advantage of people because they always make the 20 to 30. You just make a small percentage of what they make. You can also create residual income. Now, I'm not going to go through this slide in detail, but this shows you building a team of 3 teaching 3 who teach 3, and you can see how the numbers, this is what a lot of people are afraid of. They look at this slide and they go, oh, it's one of them pyramid things. Yes, it is. And so is everything else you do. And it's okay. You know, I just put on Facebook that ignorance is a curable disease. People will say things because somebody said it to them. In fact, there was a lady who used to always buy a ham, and she would cut a certain portion of the ham off. And then her children, because they always watched their mom, cut a portion of the ham off, they cut a portion of the ham off. And then the grandchildren came around and they go, why do we cut that much of the ham off? And the mom said, I don't know, my mother used to do it that way. And then she called her mother, and her mother said, I was only doing it because I didn't have a bigger pot. Does that make sense? Well, see, ignorance can be passed on sometimes. And so what happens is, people do what somebody else said do. People will tell you don't ever do network marketing. And they're basing it on their experience. I did that one time and it didn't work. And now generations of their family say, don't ever do that. They don't realize that it was that person. They got involved, they never went to training, they never learned how to do it, they didn't understand it, they were influenced by the wrong individuals, their association was incorrect, and so now there are thousands, tens of thousands of people who will tell you this is a bad industry, yet and still it makes millionaires. Does that make sense? The job they're on, and they can work it for the next 60 years, and they never do that for them. I mean, sounds like we need to educate ourselves. Is that okay? If it is a pyramid and it's legal, okay? There's a pyramid on the back of a dollar bill. Why do I spend time on that? Because there's guests in the room who have that negative feeling. Why do I know? Because I sat in the same chair. And my whole mindset when I was there is, let me just get these people off my back. But then it started to make sense. So if you built that out with 3 teaching 3, you could generate an income it's astronomical, $27,000 per month. It probably blows most people out of the way, but you don't have to make that much money. We're not going to make you make it. Right? You don't have to have it. But if you did, how many of you can start dreaming right now about how to spend it? How many of you, and I don't play, any of the gambling games, but when you think of things like Powerball, you may not even buy a ticket, but the conversation is, if I hit. Am I right? Well, just think about it. This is not a lotto. This is real scientific, mathematical. If you do it, the numbers don't lie. There is real income. I feel so privileged to be one of the few individuals who, my life, I got involved with this business just like you, sat in the same chair, and that income has come to my bank account. So I have a passion about this. In fact, there are people in my family who will say, well, Valencia, I'm not interested. I said, but listen, you have to see. Because I don't want to feel any guilt about you not knowing what it is I do. More importantly, if you're not willing to make the money, please don't ask me for mine. Does that make sense? That's really important. In addition to everything that our business offers, I need you all to understand there are some amazing incentives. My partner and I and several people in this room, we've been to Tahiti multiple times. By the way, let me stop for a minute. If you've ever received a check from Morinda, can you just stand up for the guests in the room to see this is working? Outstanding. You guys just keep standing. Can you give everybody a round of applause? Give yourself a round of applause. Now I'm just going to kind of lower this. If you made over $5,000 in your career with Morinda, keep standing. Over $5,000. All right, and I'm going to go very quickly. If you made over $100,000, can you keep standing? All right, all the $100,000 people smile and wave like Miss America. All right, if you made over $500,000, can you keep standing? If you made over $1 million with Morinda, can you keep standing? Right, the benefit of an individual want to talk to these individuals. Could you all very quickly just say your name and where you're from? If you can say it as loud as you can. Thank you.
Orlando, Florida.
Jacksonville, Florida. Barry Bird, Atlanta Falcons. I'm in Georgia.
I'm sorry I didn't mention the Falcons. I'm sorry.
Medical from New York. And Wilson, the Utah Jazz.
Yeah.